I was at home when both my doctors called me. I had expected to hear back from the office to schedule an appointment to go over my biopsy results. But now they were calling me at 7 o'clock at night, and instantly I knew it was serious. That's when I learned I had cancer, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, specifically follicular lymphoma, and I was being scheduled to start chemotherapy in just 2 days. In this video, I'm sharing the first symptoms I brushed off for years and the signs I wish I hadn't ignored. Hi, I'm Joey. I was diagnosed with stage 3 non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Here on Thriving with Cancer, I share real stories, treatment tips, and encouragement because facing cancer is hard enough without feeling alone. The early symptoms I ignored. It started with fatigue, not just normal tiredness. At first, it was just a little feeling of being run down. Over the years, it slowly got worse and worse, and I went from needing the occasional nap to needing daily naps just to function. Toward the end, I became so weak that I actually fell down. It became difficult to even walk. And during treatment, I needed a cane for a few months. Then came the night sweats. At first, I thought it was just normal menopause, but they kept getting worse until I was waking up in a pool of water with the sheets completely soaked. And then there was the itching. It started behind my ankles and then on my thighs and on my arms. Later, the itching spread to my face. Eventually, it caused broken capillaries on my arms from the constant scratching. Now I know these were all early lymphoma symptoms. But at the time, I thought it was just hormones or stress or aging when it got worse, and the signs I couldn't ignore. Over time, the signs became impossible to ignore. I became weaker and weaker. I started vomiting after eating many foods, even though I was constantly hungry. I began losing weight rapidly, about 15 to 20 pounds in just 2 or 3 weeks, and it kept dropping no matter how much I ate. At the same time, I started having terrible belly pain, sometimes so bad it doubled me over, and major bowel trouble. I wasn't able to eat with that stomach upset. And then almost overnight, these huge swollen lymph nodes appeared, first under my arms, then in my neck and in my pelvis area. At first, they didn't hurt. They just felt like firm, heavy lumps. That's another classic lymphoma symptom. Swollen lymph nodes in the neck area are often the first thing doctors notice. But by then, the pain had started too. Terrible joint pain. So severe that I honestly thought I might have fibromyalgia. The pain, the weakness, the weight loss, it all kept building, and there was no more pretending it was normal. Why lymphoma symptoms are easy to miss and why you should wait. Part of what makes lymphoma tricky is that the early symptoms can feel so normal. Fatigue, night sweats, minor aches. They're easy to brush off. Aging, stress, or just life happening. I know because I did it too. I missed the early signs for a long time. And even when the symptoms got worse, I delayed getting help. But here's the thing. Even with lymphomas like mine that sometimes start slow, waiting too long can let the cancer build up quietly until it becomes a crisis. Sometimes, early treatment can manage it before it grows too large. And that's a much better place to be. If something feels wrong, don't wait. Trust yourself. Getting answers sooner gives you more choices and can prevent things from reaching the critical point like they did for me. What I wish I knew. I wish I had paid closer attention to the changes in my body, fatigue that doesn't get better, unexplained itching, night sweats without a fever, belly pain, bowel changes, and swollen lymph nodes that don't go away. They were all warning signs that I just didn't know how to read. You don't have to panic. But if something feels off and it's not going away, trust yourself. Early diagnosis gives you more options and helps you stay ahead of the disease. Have you ever brushed off symptoms that turned out to be something bigger? I'd love to hear your experience. Your story might help someone else feel seen. If you're wondering about choosing between an IV chemo port, I share what I wish I'd known before getting mine here. And if you want to hear what I wish I knew about facing stage 3 follicular lymphoma, the emotional, physical, and real-life side of it, that's what I'm sharing next. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm sharing everything I've learned so far to help make the road a little easier for others.